Hey, good morning, everybody. It's about 5 till 6 on a Wednesday, and I just rolled up to the Osaka train station. I'm going to jump on the express train to head out to Kansai International. It's an hour and 5 minutes, so it must be 50 or 60 kilometers away. There's another airport. I'm actually right in the flight path. Straight ahead to the right is my Holiday Inn Suites, and that is the local airport. I think it's just Osaka. ITM, but I'm heading out to KIX, the international airport. So let's find the train to make our way out there. Now, I probably picked the most expensive option. It was right under 3,000 yen to take the direct train. The other more affordable choices, you can go up to, Namba train station and then jump on a limo bus for, I think it was a little over, I don't even remember, 1,700 yen. But yeah, I didn't, that's a big train station, and I did not feel like dealing with trying to find the bus station. I had enough of that fun with the Disneyland bus the other day. So for 21 US dollars, this should take me straight into the airport. Hour and 5 minutes. Now, just getting around Osaka, I've been using this subway, the Middle Tsuji line, often. But I am heading in the direction of the JR line, which I'm assuming is Japan Railways. And then also you see the Shinkansen bullet train. You can head off, well, all over Japan, but I took that from Tokyo into Osaka, 2.5 hours. Train goes 186 miles per hour, 300 kilometer. And I'm catching the first train of the day, which is 616. I thought she said the next train was at 6:40. So just make your way past the subway, past the bullet train ticket office on the left, go straight down, and you'll find the JR Railway ticket office. These are large train stations. There must be dozens of platforms, and all the JR ticket offices are in green. Give yourself about twice as much time as you would guess in these train stations. Oftentimes you're going to walk a half a kilometer from one point to your train platform. And there's the ticket office. It says it's open from 6 in the morning until 10 p.m. I would just get my return ticket when you arrive. Less stress, especially if you're trying to be on that first train of the day. There are kiosks just over here. But these kiosks, they're a little, I won't say tricky, but you obviously, if you're an English speaker, have to change the language and then figure out exactly which train. You can accidentally get on the wrong train and do 17 stops instead of 4 stops. Just keep that in mind. Now, I'm going right there to the left where you see JR Lines East Gate, and that's where I should find my Platform 3 this morning. And I'm sure there's a way to do everything with an app and all, but I'm all about just a hard ticket, no problems. And it says right on the ticket, we're heading to Platform 3. We can verify that right here. I forget the name of my train. I think it's the Haruka Express. Take a look at the ticket. Yeah, in fact, they have a billboard here. Limited Express, the Haruka to Kansai Airport Platform 3. There we go. And there's the new Daihatsu. And there you go. It says the train is approaching. 6:16. And they do not mess around. These trains run to the second. And here's some women-only train carts. And that was just a commuter train using my track. And my ticket says I'm in car 3, seat 1D. What is it? 6:08 in the morning. Yeah, and it's a very efficient operation. I'm sure when things get busy, that's appreciated. Nice and slow on this first train of the day. And I just looked it up. It said it's 54 kilometers away. Unlike my city of San Diego, they wanted to build a new airport down by the border at Brown Field. I used to land little Cessnas down there. I think you could land and take off on the runway about 6 times. It's that long and wide. It would have been perfect for a new international airport. I think San Diego is the busiest single runway in the world. It goes back and forth with, what is the airport in London? London City? I don't know, but they desperately need a new airport, and they didn't want to build it down there. They're like, oh, it's too far away. I think it's 15 or 20 miles from Lindbergh Field, which is right by downtown. That's great. But any large city in the world, they know you need the real estate to build an airport. If it's Narita, or in this case of Kicks Airport, it's going to be 50 kilometers away. Just build a train. Not that big a deal. It's heating up. It's nowhere near as humid as Bangkok, but there's plenty of heat here in Japan in September. No, I did get the reserve seat, which was maybe a waste of a couple of dollars. I just heard the announcement, whatever it was, cars 1, 2, and 3 are reserved, 4, 5, 6. I don't know what she said, but she definitely said there were some non-reserve carts. So maybe take the time to just get the cheapest ticket if you're not too concerned about a window seat or whatever. I just want to get on the train. Again, I spent about $21 US. Maybe I could have did it for $18 non-reserved. I'm just learning as I go. Now, another thing you want to try to learn, in these busy areas in Tokyo and Osaka, there are limited express trains. If you're going from Shinjuku Station to, say, Tokyo Station, the last thing you want to do is, I don't know how many stops are in between, let's say 12. Hit every 12 of those stops when you could get on the express and be there in 3 or 4 stops. I'm sure there are apps that will tell you all that, but I just look at the train boards old school. And it is 6:15. This train is supposed to leave at 6:16. I have no doubt it will pull up and depart exactly on time. Here it is. 1 minute to spare. Nice Hello Kitty. I know the ANA plane Hello Kitty paint scheme. That's super popular. And I think I actually got in the wrong cart, but whatever, they're half empty. If somebody asks me to move seats, I surely will. This may even be one of the non-reserve carts. Yeah, somehow I ended up in 6. I was standing right on the 3. Maybe I was on the wrong 3. I was at platform 3. Had a great time in Osaka. Tokyo's nice, no doubt, but I think I actually prefer Osaka. And it says we're making a brief stop at Osaka Station. You have to do a little bit of homework on the trains over here. I got on at Shin Osaka, which is where the bullet train, the Shinkansen, arrives and departs, but there is an Osaka, not to be confused. None of this is a big deal, other than if you're trying to get to Shin Osaka and you end up going to Osaka train station by mistake. And if you're on a super tight budget, or you just have more time than money to spend, yeah, look into just taking the local trains out towards the train station. It's efficient as these Japanese cities are. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but for me, yeah, the express was the way to go, especially with an early morning flight. I really don't want to take 2 hours to get out to the airport to save $5 or $6. Well, even $10, not worth it. And I just noticed I wandered into a non-reserve cart, so no problem. I'm not sure if the seat's any better up in the reserve section, but yeah, this is fine for the 1 hour voyage. Osaka's Japan's 3rd largest city. Tokyo, of course, is number 1. Yokohama, right next to Tokyo, number 2. Oh, here comes a train conductor. He didn't seem too concerned I was in the wrong cart, but they did come through and punch everybody's ticket. Now it says we're stopping at one other place, not this station. It's about 6:37. I'm not sure when we pull into the airport. I think they said 7:11. I'm flying AirAsia, one of their wide-body planes. They only have a half dozen, and this is one of the routes. I had read online that they were switching all their operations to Don Muang Airport, which is fine with me. I mean, Suvarnabhum's a fine airport. It can just get busy. However, they haven't made that switch yet. I'm flying into Suvarnabhum. Take off at 9:55 in the morning. I'm plenty early. I like to get there and get a bowl of soup, just hang out. I'm not a show up at the airport an hour before an international flight guy. Never have been. But as much flack as AirAsia gets over the years, and I get it, it's a discount airline, no different than Spirit, Frontier in the US, or maybe Ryanair in the UK. They will tack on extra charges for every little thing, but if you play by the rules, shoot. When am I flying today from Japan back to Bangkok? Ooh, it was less than $200. I think the base fare was, I'm guessing, $170, and then I always pay additional carry-on. They give you a 7 kilogram, which it's plenty, I guess, if you're just carrying a small backpack, but I'm carrying I'm kind of getting away from backpacks these days, just taking care of the back. Every now and then I'll tweak it, and it gets a little angry at me for 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, I don't need to be hauling around these 20-pound backpacks anymore. So I'm just dragging my little small carry-on, which probably weighs 3.5, 4 kilograms, just an empty suitcase. That's before you put anything in it to hit that magic 7K number. There'll be all kinds of talk online. Do they weigh your bag and all? And yeah, I've seen them pull people out of line. Now, normally it looks like they're carrying half of everything they own on their back, just a big, huge, whatever it is, 50-liter backpack. So if you're carrying something reasonable, are they going to weigh you? Probably not. Can they? Yes. And if you get tagged at the airport with a 12 kilogram bag instead of 7, I'm sure it's going to be an issue, a wallet issue. But AirAsia, for a small amount of money, again, don't quote me, it depends on the length of the flight. I know from Bangkok to Chiang Mai, it's nothing, like 200 baht, and you can double your 7 kilogram to 14, and I mean, that's a lot of weight. My little portable suitcase stuffed, I think I'm coming in at 12 or 13 kilogram, and it's stuffed. I got laptop in there and all kinds of chargers and on and on. So I'll leave that up to you. Just pay the extra money. Don't worry about it. Today, I want to say maybe it was closer to $20 US. Again, it's worth it to me. I'm sure it would be probably $50 US if for some reason they pulled me out of line and weighed me. Now that's the other issue. I'm not sure. Most of the time, I'm a carry-on guy. But here in Japan, I think they get a little stickly on even carry-on. I think you need to present it at the counter, and they put a little carry-on sticker on it. Probably that it has been weighed and is in accordance with, the restrictions. I'm not sure. Again, I'm getting here plenty early, just in case I do have to go up to that ticket counter, which I don't like to do. With a carry-on, heading straight to security is the way to go, but you have to play by the rules. I was in Bali. Yeah, I think it was Bali. And even with a carry-on, you have to go to the window and have your documents checked. So every country, every airline's different. Now, Thailand's pretty good about that. When I go to Danwang or Suvarnabhumi, I just automatically head straight to security. And that, no, we couldn't do that coming to Japan. We didn't try. I think it clearly said Japan requires you to go to the counter. Now, I kind of played dumb. I'm not trying to be that guy, but I just kind of walked up to the head of the line and I said, "Oh, miss, do we need to wait in this line, with carry-on only?" And she just put a couple of carry-on stickers on our bag and off we went. It was a solid 45-minute wait. So these larger, we flew over here on Zip Air, which they're using a 787. If you're not familiar with the larger planes, don't compare them to a 737 or an A320 from San Diego to Vegas. It takes a long time to check in a 777 or a 787. So plan accordingly when you head to the airport. And exactly on time, 7-Eleven. Pulling into the airport. And let's go upstairs and see what this ticket window looks like. And just like any other train, you have to put that ticket in when you get to the airport, so don't throw it away. Here's another train, Osaka to Namba. 34 minutes is the fastest, 45 minutes is the Airport Express. I'm sure it's a little cheaper. Yeah, it actually is a lot cheaper than what I paid. What did I pay? 2,800 yen? This is 1,350. I assume that's for the fastest, and 680 for the Airport Express. Nah, what are you gonna do? That was the train station closest to me, so it cost me 10 extra bucks, so be it. So I asked the AirAsia person, and she says, yes, you have to check in and weigh in. I tried to get my boarding pass here. It's on my phone, but I like a hard copy. No can do. So keep that in mind if you want to try to push the limits on that 7 kilogram. They are taking everybody's carry-on and putting it on the scale. Again, it's hit or miss. I see that rarely in Thailand. Sometimes they're going through the line and they say, "You come over here," and they weigh you. Other places, they're going to weigh everything, and then it's not on there anymore, but they put a little carry-on sticker on my bag. That was with Zip Air. I'm getting a little confused. I came over on Zip Air. I'm flying home on AirAsia. But yeah, just don't push that 7 kilogram. If she were to put it on the scale and you're, whatever it is, 7 kilograms over, it's going to be a lot more to pay for that carry-on here at the counter. So that was very thorough. He weighed my backpack. He weighed my bag. Normally they don't weigh the backpack. I came in at 13.9 kilogram. He gave me a "no more shopping inside, please." I didn't bother to take my phone. I did this for years with all the discount airlines. I'll take heavy phones and chargers and that kind of thing and stuff them in my pocket. I'm probably saving myself 2 kilogram. I didn't bother doing that today at all, and he weighed everything. So just be advised, if you roll up with a 7 kilogram limit, you might get stung. So fairly painless getting through security and immigration, maybe 10, 15 minutes. Now my passport, with all these automatic readers in all the airports, it works about half the time. I don't know if I demagnetized somewhere along the line. I don't know. It worked on the way over here, and I went through 3 machines here, and then they sent me over to a human to stamp me out. So maybe take a little better care with your passport than I have over the years. I've probably gone through hundreds of x-ray machines. I think I'm only on year 5 or 6 of this passport, so I still have a ways to go unless I want to figure out how to get a new passport at the U.S. Embassy, and I'm not going to do that. No need paying the whatever it is, a couple $100, but maybe I should look into one of those, if it's an RFID wallet or passport holder, I don't know. I'll leave that up to you, but something is going on with mine where it's not damaged, it's just maybe demagnetized, don't know. I will mention in typical Japanese efficiency, they looked through my passport and he said, "When are you departing Thailand?" I had to tell him I have a long-term visa, and he went through I think I have 3 visas or extensions in my passport. So he said, nope, this one looks like it's expired. Then I found the current one. So he wasn't going to let me board that plane without onward travel or proof that I'm able to stay in Thailand. Again, these are things that maybe in the past people kind of pushed the limits on, arriving without onward travel, on and on. They're kind of clamping down on those things. The Japan Airlines in Los Angeles, I've mentioned it in other videos. I had a one-way ticket in first class with points. I mean, I was just a mailman my whole life, but I know how to collect miles and points. They would not let me board in LA because I did not have proof of onward travel. I was just arriving into Thailand on a visa exempt stamp and then arranging my retirement visa. They gave me the old, we're going to let you head to the lounge, but you need to make arrangements before you board the plane. Now I know there are different websites, onwardtravelbs.com, whatever. They'll charge you $12-15 and basically just buy you a refundable ticket. You can do the same thing yourself. Myself, I just bought a ticket to head over to Kuala Lumpur. I think it was $21 US. I didn't end up using the ticket, but I could have. So I kind of planned to make a little Malaysia run, but instead I got everything done with my visa, and I did not want to leave the country while I was still pending. So yeah, I just threw that $21 ticket away. But keep in mind, onward travel, it's more and more a thing today. And I jumped on the airport train, heading over to gate 12, Air Asia this morning. So thank you so much for following along this morning. Heading back to Bangkok, Thailand. More videos to come. We'll see you later.